All right, so Maine's Democrat Senate candidate Graham Planter is in a little bit of a controversy. He's in a little bit of a quandary. TATTOOGATE. I know, because apparently, homie uh, was wearing a controversial or had a controversial tattoo of the death head, or as probably known as something that is adopted by the SS from Germania, from first name Adolf, last name Hitler's Third Reich. That's right. The symbol where people are asking, are we the baddies? Yes, because that's the case. So how did we find out about this tattoo? Because usually a tattoo is something that's covered up. In polite society, you don't show your tattoo. I have a tattoo. I have a tattoo of the Marine Corps Eagle, Globe, and Anchor right here on this arm. But see, I'm not going to be showing it out there because in some parts, you just don't be showing your tattoos. Now, some people are more confident of that, fine. But there's all those tattoos you just don't show. A case in point, this little image right here. Okay, and even Bernie Sanders seems to be wrapped up in the tattoo gate. So there he is, celebrating his brother's wedding. Everybody seems to celebrate. He must have got pretty drunk. He's a former Marine and decided to celebrate shirtless, to which he had to do a response video. So let's go ahead and hear it out.
Hey everyone, Graham Platner here. I want to talk to you about something. In 2007, when I was a young infantry sergeant in the Marine Corps, myself and some machine gunners I served in Fallujah and Ramadi with were on our third deployment. We were in a naval vessel and we pulled in for a Liberty port in Split, Croatia. We went ashore to do the thing that young Marines do, which tends to be carousing and sometimes getting tattoos. We wanted to get something that represented our jobs, our service, fighting in Fallujah and Ramadi as machine gunners. We went ashore, we found a tattoo parlor after a fair amount of heavy carousing, and we found a tattoo on the wall, a piece of flash that looked like a terrifying skull and crossbones. We thought it looked cool, and so we got it. I have had this tattoo for the last 18 years. I re-enlisted into the United States Army with this tattoo, where I was screened for hate and gang-related tattoos. I worked for the State Department as a contractor, where I got a full physical, which included screening my tattoos. I've gone through life with this thing, taking my shirt off, having photographs taken, videos taken. I've been very, very open in my life with the fact that I had a skull and crossbones on my chest, because that's what I thought it was. It's come to my attention that it has a stark resemblance to a symbol that is used by neo-Nazis. And
Okay, look. Do I think this tattoo gate is being blown out of proportion? Yeah, I think so. Look, do we all do something stupid when we're young? Yeah, yes, we do. All right. Look, we've all done stupid things. Do I think that he should have done a 3-minute video on it? And yes, we're going to be sitting through this because wait till you see what Bernie Sanders has to say. And also a little bit of a fallout from it, too. But okay, I guess if this is what they're using, here's the tattoo. Shouldn't define you. Should he have looked more into it? Yeah.
I want to say that was not the intent at all. And the idea that I've been going around with something like that utterly horrifies me. I know that symbols like this can be incredibly damaging to people, and the idea that I've had it all these years and it could have been read like that is incredibly troubling. I have lived a life dedicated to anti-fascism, anti-racism, and anti-Nazism. I think that racism and anti-Semitism are a long scourge on our society and a long scourge on our politics, and I think it has no place in our world. For that reason, I have gone and gotten it covered up. Last night,
okay.
I went to a tattoo parlor.
All right.
And I got this.
Hold on. There was a better way to handling that, because when you just rip off your shirt like that, come on, buddy. What are you doing here? Marine the Marine, what are you doing here? What is this? You don't have to show it. You don't have to show a Celtic tattoo. Come on. What is this? Plus, the microphone was on.
Long scourge on our politics, and I think it has no place in our world. For that reason, I have gone and gotten it covered up. Last night.
Good thing it wasn't a tramp stamp. Okay, wait. Stop. We're gonna rewind this back a little bit. All right. It's a good thing it wasn't a tramp stamp, but come on, buddy. You didn't have to take off your shirt to show it to us.
I went to a tattoo parlor and I got this to cover up the skull and crossbones. It's a Celtic knot with some imagery around dogs because my wife Amy and I have two wonderful dogs that we love a lot. This far more represents who I am now than even the skull and crossbones did, which I thought that it was. This has come up because the establishment is trying to throw everything it can at me. It is terrified of what we are trying to build here. Every second we spend talking about a tattoo I got in the Marine Corps is a second we don't talk about Medicare for all. It's a second that we don't talk about raising taxes on the wealthy. It's a second we're not talking about the material struggles of Mainers as they try to scrape through a system that at its core is trying to rob them. And that's why tonight, I'm just going back right out on the road. We're holding a town hall in Ogunquit, where much like I've been doing for the past month, going around the state of Maine, making myself accessible to Mainers in their communities so I can listen to them. I can hear about what it is they need to change in our political system.
That's great and all. That's fine and all, right? Okay, everybody has made mistakes. Do I think this is necessary? No. Do I think this is hilarious? Ladies and gentlemen, no, YouTube. This isn't a nipple or anything. Well, it is a nipple, but it's. I think this is okay with YouTube guidelines. That's the new tattoo. By the way, just point the arrow right here and right here. You can still see some of the tattoo. If not, I am not a tattoo expert. All right, I'm not. I am not. I am not. Nor will I ever will be. But whoever did this didn't cover up the whole thing because you still see a little bit right there and there.
The skull. That was a skull, and now it is.
Okay.
You can't quite tell, but
Yeah.
well, actually, maybe
Yeah.
it still has its like healing thing on it.
Yeah.
And maybe we shouldn't just because it's, well, whatever.
A Democratic Senate candidate in the state of Maine revealed that he has covered up his controversial tattoo after its Nazi-linked design sparked controversy. Though judging from the reaction of the reporter interviewing him for WGME-TV, a local Maine outlet, it's a bit comically unclear what the new design is supposed to represent.
What is that?
This?
Yeah, what's the...
Literally nothing. It's just a.
I wasn't even going to say anything until Rodriguez said it. Marco Rodriguez, I'm going to give you full credit, though. Come on, man. You don't have to do a shirtless interview. Put your shirt on. The fact that you cover it up makes it even worse, actually. A little bit. A little does. That thing looks like John Carpenter's The Thing. You talk about when the dogs were mutated in the first movie, because we only acknowledge the first movie on this on this platform.
Oh.
It's a design.
Is it like a possum or a...
No, it's supposed to be like a dog.
Oh,
but,
okay.
but it's based on some like ancient Celtic kind of design things.
Now, the oyster farmer is facing new questions about another tattoo, the number 1919, which was spotted on his arm by eagle-eyed viewers during his local news interview, and can also be associated with neo-Nazis, but actually has a different story in this case. Here's everything you need to know about the Liberal candidate and his tattoo drama. It all started when, in an apparent attempt to get ahead of bad press, Graham Platner went out of his way to disclose the original controversial skull tattoo on the Pod Save America podcast.
Oh, Pod Save America. Great. Nothing says authentic going to Pod Save America. All right, all the best to them.
Where he shared an embarrassing video showing him singing in his underwear at a wedding
Why would you show this video? Why? Once it's on the internet, it's there.
celebration for his brother, in which the tattoo was visible on the right side of his chest. The skull tattoo
So not only was he shirtless, he was pantless. Okay.
appears to resemble the Totenkopf, an image adopted as a symbol by Hitler's SS. But the Liberal candidate, who's running for a U.S. Senate seat in Maine, insisted he is not, nor ever has been, a Nazi.
Okay, fine. I believe you, buddy. I believe you. Maybe since time travel is not important and we can't go back in the past, like the only acceptable skull that I would say is made from the Marine Raiders. Okay, there you go. That's the best one. But you gotta be part of that group. Okay, be part of the Marine Raiders. All right, that's Raiders lead the way. All right, that's the only appropriate symbol you should have. Sharing embarrassing videos or trying to be relatable on social media, you got to think about it. All right, because people are going to be looking at everything and anything. Right? I think this tattoo thing is being blown out of proportion. I think he's definitely he's earned the endorsement of Bernie Sanders, and even brought up about this. Here we go, Bernie, take it away. All right. When he's asked about it, he ignores it. And the thing is, he should.
Is that right? The collapse of the American healthcare system. Is that right?
I do have a question about your endorsement of Graham Platner.
It was the American healthcare system, no?
Well, it's something he talks about a lot, right?
Okay. All right, let me just say a few words. Number one, I am impressed that the media is so concerned about the tattoo that Mr. Platner has. Meanwhile, as a result of Trump's massive cuts to Medicaid, the estimate is that if we don't change that, 15 million people are going to lose their health insurance. 50,000 people a year are going to die. Maybe equivalent to the importance of Mr. Platner's tattoo. In terms of Mr. Platner, this is a guy who served four terms as in combat. He was a Marine, 4 tours of duty. He was a machine gunner. He saw friends die. He came out of that war, as he is acknowledged, with PTSD, got good treatment at the VA, got his life together. This is a man who served his country, who suffered, who had some difficult moments, who said things that he should not have said, and he has apologized for them. But I think if this country is about anything, it's about understanding that every person, me, you, everybody else, has gotten dark moments in our history, and we go on. I think the issues that Graham is talking about, the need to deal with massive income and wealth inequality, healthcare is a human right, raising the minimum wage are the issues that are going to resonate in Maine, resonate all.
So he's not really answering the question. He's giving a word salad. That's fine. That's fine. So the terrifying looking skull and bones thing, a lot of Marines that I've known did not get that image, but like a skull, they would get like anything kind of like boost up, to be confident and everything. Should you look into it, especially if you're in a different country, as he has said he went to a different country to get the tattoo, and I would definitely double check it, triple check, because this is why you always need a sober buddy with you. This is why you always need somebody, maybe 1 or 2 people who are straight. Y'all can't be drunk. There always has to be at least 1 or 2 people who can be sober that will also knock you the hell out if you're going to make a very dumb, stupid, irreversible decision. Now, going on Pod Save America and sharing that video was not the brightest move to make because, you're always going to have your spies, your detractors looking at things. And so, in turn, is this a nothing burger and a great distraction? Oh, absolutely, it is. Does the skull look very similar to the symbol used by the Third Reich? I will not sit here and say no, it does not, because it kind of sort of really does. But let's look at a person's values, what they stand for. But I would never be taking off my shirt. I would never be doing anything like that. And I would never be doing any kind of stupid, embarrassing video where you're running around in a wedding naked and then sharing it, not naked, but basically pantsless, no shirt, no pants. And then sharing it on a very large podcast that gets all the figgy pudding and all the views. You don't do that. These are things that could sink a campaign. And it is, in my opinion, while he was leading in the polls, this could impact him in some way, form, or another until something else distracts us and gets our attention. But if anything, this right here caught my attention. Yes, I know, it's Sam Cedar. Now, I would ill-advise Sam Cedar to say this, but then again, this was rather funny, and I couldn't stop laughing. I'll end it on this note.
Let's see. Blind imperialism. Platner's new John Fetterman. You guys are sick retards. I'd cancel my membership if your shitty app worked. LOL. Well, here's what I will recommend. You should email at Majority Reporters right now, and I will show you how very quickly your membership will be canceled.
Yeah.
Be careful with that, Sam. Right now, there's a hammer coming down on a lot of YouTube content creators, and it's actually coming into effect. A lot of people are losing views. A lot of people are losing subscribers. People aren't being notified when their favorite content creators go live, and this day and age, right now, with what I see coming, it's going to be a no bueno time. So with that, I will leave Mastermind Hour with the final comment: Who's tattooing you?